There are companies now, retailers, are banning the Confederate flag. Now, some of these same retailers, for example, Sears, Walmart, Amazon, eBay, and the rest of the retailers in the last 24 hours have announced that they intend to discontinue sales of the Confederate flag. I have a question. Can you still buy a Jay-Z CD at Walmart? Does the music department at Sears have any Ludacris albums? Can I download 50 Cent on Amazon? Can I do that? Can I get some Snoop Dogg albums on eBay? Now, why do I say that? Because a lot of music by those artists are chock full of the N-word, by the way, and the B-word, and the H-word, and racist, misogynist, sexist, anti-woman slurs. None of those retail executives would be caught dead using. As we all know, the president, he likes Jay-Z, invited Jay-Z, Beyonce, their music royalty, to the White House, apparently dozens of times. Prince performed, I guess, last weekend or the weekend before. Beyonce's used, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, Linda, doesn't she use the B word in reference to women?
She does indeed.
She has a whole song about that, doesn't she? No. Well, maybe we should consider banning that, too. We're in the process of banning everything.
What's going on, people? Knowledge here. I ran across an article of Sean Hannity. If you guys are not familiar with him, he's basically a racist. He tries to hide it, but when he gets upset or when you do something that triggers that white supremacy mind that he has, he displays his true colors. And I ran across an article of him making a non-parallel statement about the Confederate flag being banned and relating it to hip-hop music. And, I don't know if I'm going to put an audio or a video within my video, but if I do, you guys will be able to hear exactly what he said. But basically his whole argument was that if we're going to ban the Confederate flag and take it out of retail stores, we need to take quote unquote gangster music or gangster rap music. Let me clarify that. Or rap music or any music that comes from black folks within the entertainment industry that use the word nigga, bitch, use certain misogynistic type of themes in their music, it should be banned. And Sean Hannity is one of those guys that, like I said, when you start to really trigger that racism in him, he comes out. And basically what this guy's upset about is that, his good old Confederate flag is being taken off the retail market. And what he wants to do is he wants to basically get back at the black community because he feels like we shouldn't have one up on him. Now, when it comes to hip-hop music and certain themes that are, suggested within the music, first of all, when you go into a store, whether you buy 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, any artist, white, black, green, or purple, that uses certain themes in their music or uses certain profanity, you have that parental advisory sticker on the album. Now, if your kid happens to get a hold of that, there's two people you have to fault. You have to fault either the place they bought it from for not using proper protocol and selling it to an underage kid, or two, you got to look at the parents. And the reason I say that is because a lot of people like I said in previous of my videos, a lot of my videos when I talk about hip hop, a lot of people like to attack the culture of hip hop because it's predominantly ran by, when I say run, I'm talking about as far as the art form and parts of the business side too. But as far as the art form, it's predominantly ran by black men. And that scares the hell out of people. People like Sean Hannity, who are racist, they can't stand to see guys like Snoop Dogg or Jay-Z or 50 Cent, despite what we think about these guys. Okay, they can't stand to see black men making millions of dollars, taking that money and going legit, doing certain business ventures, helping out guys that they might have grew up in their community. Even some of these guys go back to their community and help out, which is not always broadcast, but you do have a lot of these guys and women that do go back to their community and do certain things for the city. And that scares the hell out of them because they're looking at it like, okay, these guys have the power to not only dictate and have influence over their own people and the young generation, but they also have influence over my children. Because you gotta remember, you got people like Bill O'Reilly and certain younger kids that are within his family, and Sean Hannity and all these other racist heads we see at Fox News or CNN that buy this music. And you gotta sit back and think about, a racist like Sean Hannity going home and, hearing 50 Cent or Nas or Jay-Z or Lil Wayne or Future, any of these guys out here, you have to sit back and think about how they feel when their daughter, their son is buying this music and enjoying what they hear. Because really deep down inside, they don't want them supporting anything that has anything to do with helping out the black community. Now, we can have a whole nother discussion about, certain words that are used within hip hop music, like the word nigga, or some of the words like bitches and hoes and what we can. That's a whole nother video. But whether I agree or don't agree with certain artists using the word nigga, that does not have the historical context from our perspective that the Confederate flag has. The negative connotation that the word nigga has was created by white racists, those who practice white supremacy. So when you try to sit back and you try to put the word nigga and the negativity that comes with that word strictly on the black community, you're wrong. And obviously you don't know the true history and the true context of where that word comes from. But you got people like Sean Hannity that, are just pissed off that this Confederate flag is being taken out of retail store, which it should have been done a long time ago. And I know it's a lot of brothers and sisters out there that are like, well, this is not really a progressive thing for us. We could be focusing on other things. And, I agree, but I don't agree because, this is something that needs to be addressed because whether you like it or not, certain images, certain symbols out here keep this racism and white supremacy going on in our country. You got to remember that it's little kids that are 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, and they see that Confederate flag, and they ask their parents, "Oh, well, what does that mean? I know what the American flag represents, but what does that flag represent?" And the parents put a lot of this hate, a lot of this prejudice, and a lot of this, prejudged mental perspectives onto their children. And it starts with images. It starts with these kids asking questions at a very young age. But, to Sean Hannity on behalf of, the hip hop community, the black community, fuck you. Go to hell. Because you're nothing but a racist Klan member. And, Fox News or wherever this guy associates himself with, why don't they just go ahead and let this man just put on his, his white sheet and let him be who he is. Let him be the racist and the grand wizard he really is. Because every single time he gets the opportunity to make false transgression statements or to attack the black community, he does it. But like I said, Sean Hannity, fuck you, man. Go to hell. Nobody's thinking about you. Hip hop is here to stay, whether you like it or not. Hip hop is global now. Okay, you got everybody across the globe enjoys hip hop music. Could hip hop be better? Can it represent more positive things? Yes, but that's a discussion that us in the black community have to deal with. That's not for people like Sean Hannity who really don't have a positive outlook or a positive mindset state about black progression. It's not for people like him to come out and dictate what we do or what should be banned. All because his good Confederate flag is being taken off the market. But that's all I gotta say. You guys give me your feedback on this if you want. I'm out.